What up, guys? Welcome back to the closet. Welcome back to the Christopher Moon. That's right. And, welcome to today's thought. And today, what I was thinking is one of the worst things about getting your basic DUIs, getting a basic ticket, just getting stuff that gets you in trouble, just getting this stuff that puts you on this side of seeing the courts and seeing the judge and seeing, all that stuff that we're worried about. The worst part about it all isn't that it isn't the punishment and the fines, no, any of that stuff. It's the fear. The fear of being on the side of just not knowing what is going on is really going to be one of the worst parts. For you, it was definitely for me, for everybody. I mean, unless you know the outcome in life, that's what everybody's worried about. If you're like prepping stuff for the end of the world, if you're worried about the economy, if you're worried like it's just stuff that's out of our control that we don't have control of. So that's scary, right? I want to have control of my life and what's going on. And these times that we don't, once we're on this side of going to go see that judge, be facing a jury of our peers maybe, that's going to be probably, for me, that was the worst part going into all of it. Because you just don't know. Am I going away for forever? What's going to happen? Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to... All of these different questions, all these different things that just kind of start bouncing around in your head. They just, it's a deterrent. It's a deterrent for doing better. It's scary. It drags you back, I remember during my first DUI, I believe, once I got that, it was so scary, and I was, a lot younger. I didn't know what else to do but to continue numbing myself and not preparing. I'd try, but you got that 30 days before court, what are you going to do? Are you going to get your stuff together? Are you going to start getting ready to face this beast head on? Or would it be easier to, just be dragged back in and numb yourself out some more? And at that point, you need to numb yourself out even more, because now you've got that stress and that anxiety, that worry, that fear. And those are the things that holds everybody back. I mean, regardless of, getting a ticket, regardless of anything in life, those are the things that will keep people back. You're not going to ask your job or your boss at your job for a raise. You're not gonna do certain things because we fear that they're gonna say no, or they're gonna say whatever. But 9 times out of 10, if you would go to the boss and say, hey, you know what, I've been working really hard lately, I think maybe I'm due for a little bit of raise, or a little bit of time off, or a different schedule, whatever it is. A lot of people don't even get to that state, and they just let the fear of rejection, just keep them in a certain place, pigeonholed, until they eventually break and give up, maybe get another job, who knows. But that fear is what keeps us from moving forward, With that court especially, I know for myself personally, I was so scared. I didn't, you can barely get through anything. You can't sleep. You can't function until after that date. And I know if you just got your ticket and you're getting ready to go into that, it's the scariest time of your life. It really is. But just know that these court systems, these judges, these DAs, these people that are out on that end of it to deal the consequences for our actions. They're not out to destroy you. They're not out to destroy me. They're not trying to do anything other than siphon a little bit of money out of you and, hopefully give us a little time and some lessons to grow, and that's all it is. That's all it is. If you got to go in for a couple of days, you got to go in for a couple of days. It's not going to be some HBO stuff. It's not. If you got to go and do a couple of years of like classes and stuff, and the UAs, like all the fun stuff that comes with, getting one of these tickets, that's part of it. Don't go into it with a negative attitude. Don't go into it. Is it fun? No. Are you going to love it? Probably not. But it's just something. It's part of that hill we got to climb up so we can slide over the other end, back into life, back into your new life. Because it's just a rebirth, getting in trouble, getting your license maybe stripped away. These are the things that we worry about. But once you come back up and you have dealt with the consequences for our actions, the most important thing that we can take from this is to be accountable for these actions, be accountable for what we've done, face it, take care of the consequences we've given ourselves, and move on. Don't let that fear hold you back from living your best while you're going through the probation. Don't let any of that hold you back, because these are speed bumps. They're put in place to help us grow and learn from our mistakes, and you will grow and you will learn if you're humble enough. If you take this as a learning experience and you know exactly what it is. They're using us as like, hey, you broke the law, you did this, we're going to take X amount of money from you for this amount of time, and after you've done enough, we're going to let you go back to your normal life. And that is a small victory. I mean, it was a small victory for me. It was actually a large victory for me. But it's nothing that we can, really be proud of. You can be proud of it. It's something that you've done that nobody else has done. I personally think that like AA, going through those steps, like that is some major growth right there. Even if you didn't have a drinking problem, even if you didn't have a DUI, just going through these things, learning about yourself, humbling yourself, that's the freeing stuff. There's no fear after you go through that stuff. I can deal with whatever's in front of me. I can deal with the demons of my past, and I can deal with the monsters of the future. But just know, guys, all the stress, all the anxiety, all the worry and fear, those are those things that are always going to pull you back into your addictions, your vices, pull you back into that person you don't want to be. Go ahead and, do the best you can to release that, especially if you're coming up on a court date, if you're coming up on something scary. Just know they are not out to destroy you. They are not out to ruin your life. They're there to help, whether we believe it or not. I didn't believe it. Most of the time I still question it. But I do know that most of the growth and humbling I've had is due to me having to go to court and put to bed and put to rest, the bad decisions I've made from life. But now that those are done behind me, it really is a growing process. It's something that, like I said, it's a small victory for yourself that you really can't share with the world, but it's pretty cool once you get through it and you hold yourself accountable, you face your demons, and you face the consequences of your actions. And with that, I want you guys to know, don't be afraid today, don't be afraid tomorrow. The future's all yours. It's whatever we want to make of it. But hey, I love you guys, and I'm out.